Wayne Burton, and this is my wife, Sue. And back in 1985, we moved down to Lilburn, Georgia with our 4 children. And we were praying for a Bible preaching church, Christ-focused, and the denomination did not matter. And God answered that prayer very quickly.
The first week we were here, after we moved in, 3 different neighbors came and welcomed us with food, and all 3 of them came to this church. So we said, okay, we're going to go try this church. We had never heard of an Alliance church, and we said, okay, we'll do it. And we followed the bugs that next Sunday, and we never went anywhere else.
It was amazing. That first service, our family was stretched out in one pew of what is now the chapel, and the choir came down the center aisle, and the call, with robes on, and the call to worship was Christ-centered, Christ-exalting, and we looked at each other over the heads of our children and just nodded. And we've been at Lilburn Alliance Church ever since.
For 37 years.
37 years.
We came to Lilburn in I believe between 88 and 89.
We visited before this church was ever built, when they were meeting at the school. And I remember Bob Roosevelt, and I'm not sure some of the others, but we cleared the cafeteria and set up chairs.
Then come February, I think it was the first February here, the decorations came out and it was missions conference.
And Sue, what is that? We had no idea.
Yeah, we'd never met a missionary. We had no experience of world missions.
We thought they were in Africa with pith helmets.
Yeah. We came to Christ, part of a home group up in New Jersey before we moved here. And so life groups, once we started, we never looked back. We've been in a life group. We've been connected with life groups ever since 1992. And it is just so rich to be part of a community where you love God, love people, and learn how to love your neighbors. And there's nothing like it.
Friendships, as Marvin has said, it does mean a lot. And we have a life group in our home. We've had it a number of years now, and we really appreciate those that come where we can all bear our hearts and help each other out. And also the times that we've gone through troubles, the church has been there for us. Our pastor has been there for us, and we do appreciate that. And to top it all off, the gospel is preached, and that's what we want.
And I first connected with the men's prayer breakfast on Tuesday morning. And I think it took 3 or 4 individual invitations from J.L. Puckett before I said yes and started coming. And now 37 years later, men's prayer breakfast, 6:30 Tuesday morning, is still part of my weekly rhythm.
After I retired, I found out that Bob Roosevelt was doing all the cooking. So having worked for Kraft for 33 years, I felt I knew something about food and prepping it. So I began to work with Bob. That was when we was meeting down in Steinman Hall. But it's just the way that everybody has come together, and something that we have found to be true with the church, and it's something we used to have as a saying for our church, and that is that we're people caring for people.
So what's been consistent about Lilburn Alliance all these years? It has been amazing. Christ continues to be exalted in worship. It's just been all these years consistent. Strong preaching of God's word, and then growing in what it means to encounter the manifest presence of God and to hear his voice. So we're all growing. It's quite a process, and it has just continued to be rich. And we are so encouraged that while we're excited about celebrating 50 years and we have a rich legacy, it's just so exciting what God is doing now and advancing his kingdom going forward. So now that we're one mission church, planting a church, boy, the future is bright, and we're just excited about what God has in store for us. Happy anniversary, Lilburn. Happy 50th. Christ.